Hello, Community Tax Center staff and volunteers. Today I'm going to show you how to pull a student account record for the 1098Ts. I'm going to show you how to do it for students that attend ACC. So this is the ACC main webpage. It's www.austincc.edu, and you need to go up here to online services. This is where students can sign into their account, their student account. The students will need their ACC EID. You click on online services and go to student login and click login again. It will always appear this way. So click login again. Then the student ID number plus the first letter of their first name and their password. This is the page that you will see as soon as you log in. So you don't need to worry about anything else except this up here on the upper left hand corner where it says manage my student account. You click on that, and here on this page you're going to click continue. What this is doing is going to a different web page, so it's opening up a new web page for the student. Okay, so now we're in the new web page. What you need to go and do is click on view account activity, because this gives you the ability to choose which semester you want to print. For us, we will need to print fall, or you can start with spring 2014, summer 2014, and fall 2014, and you do them individually. So I'm going to start with summer 2014 because there is no spring 2014. So summer 2014 and click select. What this will do is bring up all of the tuition and fees that were charged for that semester. It also will bring up any grants that the student received during that semester. On here, what I want to show you, well, you can right click and print this, but what I want to show you is that there are some negative amounts on here. When it comes to tuition and fees, the amounts will appear as positive amounts. If there's any negative amounts, these fees right here that are negative, that means that the student received some type of credit for some tuition and fees. So they either dropped a class or they were charged at out of district and then provided proof that they're in district. Something happened here. So when you're adding up these amounts, you definitely want to subtract the ones that say negative, right? So that's for tuition and fees, and they're labeled over here. So these are all tuition and fees that the student had and had negative amounts for. On here, we will go down to Pell Grant. So the Pell Grant, any grant will always appear as negative. For the grants, you will normally also see refund amounts. The refund amounts you don't even take into account. Those you can just cross off the list. Here's another refund. So those are, you just cross off the list. Don't even take them into account in what you're looking for. What we want to know is the total amount of tuition and fees and the total amount of grants. So if there's any refunds on here, you just cross them out. If there's any loans, we also do not need to take those into account. So those would be crossed out. If you see that these negative amounts match to some of the tuition and fees up here or down here, then you definitely want to cross out anything that zeroes itself out. So there's a $6 amount right here and a negative amount, and there's a positive amount, $6 up here. So what you can do is just cross those two out so you're not adding up numbers you don't need to be adding. The other thing I wanted to show you here is one of the reasons why we're doing this. So I'm going, since I don't have a spring 2014 one to show you. Oh, actually I do. There it is, spring 2014. So the reason we're doing this is because we have understood that these 1098Ts are very rarely accurate. And I'm going to show you one of the reasons why. So when a student is attending college, most of the time students can register for their spring classes in the fall. And here's an example. This student registered for spring classes in October. So the fee for the tuition and fees is charged at the time of registration. But financial aid doesn't go through until the week before classes start, which is in January. The 1098T for this student will not include this tuition and fees right here. And that is what throws off the 1098Ts. The school prints them out based on the dates on each charge. So these tuition and fees will not appear on the student's 1098T, or they will appear in that other box that says that this includes money from a previous semester or something like that. And so this is why we're doing this, to make sure that we're including all of the tuition and fees that the student paid for that semester, because in reality these tuition and fees weren't paid at the moment they registered. They were paid in January, but the school charges the tuition and fees at the moment that the student registers. Okay, well, I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, feel free to speak to any of the Cash for College staff at your location. And if you don't have a Cash for College staff at your location, your manager should be able to answer most of your questions. Thank you very much.